Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today we're doing the front of the ukulele. If you missed the back, then that's okay. There'll be a link to it in the description or in the end card. You can go back and check that out. But so just been putting all the bits on and having a look at how much space we're going to have to need and blah 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 blah. So my idea is, this is the ideal, that we have I'm doing a flip and drag, and it's gonna weave its way around and disappear under the fretboard, then come out the fretboard and sort of dance around a bit up here as well. So to do that, I am definitely not sticking all of this stuff on first. So that is going back in its little box. I just wanted to show you where we were heading with this. I have already taped up the back, and I've used freezer paper, which is pretty much waterproof. I've put the shiny plastic side of it out. I've used lots and lots and lots of masking tape and really firmly pressed that masking tape down around the edges. I am not overly concerned if it does bleed a little bit. I'm okay with having a white rim, you know, put a little bit of a white lip around, and that would be totally fine by me. I'm good with that if that's what happens. I've sanded back what had bled on here, and I have scraped and sanded and gessoed a few little bits on the neck that needed a bit of work there. So the last bit I need to do is to create a hole filler, because I certainly do not desire to have paint in my ukulele. That is not the plan at all. So I'm going to get what's required for that, and I will be back with you in a moment. Right, so there was a lot of different options that I could have done, and all of them felt really messy and really uncoordinated and cack-handed and all that stuff. So what I've actually done, I found this. I was playing with making resin dandelion seed pods, and this one wouldn't come out of its little egg that I'd used as a mold because it was solid plastic. Turns out that the lip on this is exactly the right size. Like, I actually just have to give it a vague touch and it pops in. So my awareness is, with the liquid white that's going to be around it, once I've finished manipulating the paint, I'm then just going to make sure it's on a flat surface, and I'm going to take that out, and the little bit of paint that is around it will fill in that, and the little bit, and it shouldn't just all flow in, because it shouldn't be a concave. So that's my plan. Cross fingers for me. What I am going to do though is just check it, that it is, I've got my little, it's not quite, look at that. If I lift that end up, it swings. Can you guys see that? So it needs to go that way just a little bit. Just Let's see what's happened. Alright, I need to have clean tins to do this. One of the things with the tins is when I use them a lot, they get a bit of a build-up of paint. And that can make them uneven, which normal circumstances isn't a problem. In this circumstance, I don't want that to be going on, so I'm going to make sure that we have nice clean lines. The only other thing that may be a problem here is the paper underneath, although it is only one level, most of that. So, and the other thing is to keep this end up. Look at that, it's perfect. Oh, I'm happy. About that way. It's like paper difference, but I'm going to be turning it around and moving it anyway. Oh, I'm good with that. That's close enough. So, what are we doing today, other than taking our rings off so I don't get paint all through them? We, as I said before, are doing a flip and drag, but only a really delicate flip and drag. And so what my intention is, some of you will remember me doing a flip and drag with my niece, and we used this little it's a water balloon filler. You screw it onto your outside tap and then you put your water balloon onto there and turn the tap on and it fills it up. So that's going to go there. And I do want cells. This is the important part. I do want cells in this. So I need to have some paint with some silicone in it, and I don't need much of anything, to be really honest. So sticking to my same colours, which was phthalo blue, crimson red, and the purple that I made up, which I put somewhere. Where did I put it? Here we go. And if you remember, we put some silicone into the purple. So we've got silicone in that one, and that's gone a bit thick, so we need to thin that down. So this purple is just a mixture of the crimson red and the phthalo blue. There's no white in it at all. And in a flip and drag, you do tend to make your paints just that little bit runnier than in a normal flip cup. That's looking better. How's our phthalo blue? Yep, that's pretty good. And our crimson red, brilliant. Okay, so first step is to get our white on. So my white that I'm using is the Spring from Bunnings. Bunnings is like Home Depot, that sort of store, for those of you that are not in Australasia. And I mix it with Floetrol and water like I do with all my other stuff, but then I also add a little bit, just a fraction bit, of what's that stuff? PVA glue. Now I'm going to take the paint all the way down the fretboard. I know that's going to be covered, and I also know, oh no, I just realised, I should have covered those holes up. I now have paint running down into the holes and sitting in the paper. Oh tot. Tiddly tiddly bum bums. How does it get any better than this? Alright. What's right about this I'm not getting is the other question to ask here. Puck. What can I be or do different? No. What's right about that I'm not getting? Blue tack to the rescue. The one bonus of that is that under there we're going to have the little doohickeys screwed on. So this comes up through and this is underneath and screwed on. So that'll cover a multitude of sins, hopefully enough of them. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is just stop any more paint from going down there with a blob of blue tack. Again, we're going to have something on the underside, sorry, the top side. There's a little, like a little washer that sits on the top there. So we'll just have to see what happens under there. We might have to repaint the back of the head. So there you go. If you're watching this, in order to learn how to do it, don't do it that way. Just gonna smooth that out a bit. We're gonna have the fretboard going over it, and it will be glued down and screwed down. So we've got a bit of leeway on that. But let's just get the whole thing covered. And I'm just going to have to trust and hope and request of the universe that it contributes to that paint not going down. But hey, whatever happens will happen. We will see. Take a big deep breath, Michelle. How does it get any better than this? Right, so let's stand that up there. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna give it a bit of a little bit of silicone. I just spray a little bit of this around the edges there. And where I've set it is about where the bottom part goes. So hopefully that is going to be okay. I'm going to dribble in some blues and some reds and some purples. Oh, I'm making a mess. Don't need much paint at all for this. Let's get rid of that. And we're just gonna take a big deep breath. You ready for this? I don't know if I am. Ever I'm unwilling to create a total mess of this. Just trying to create that. Oh, now I think about it, I should have done like a that musical squiggle, but I didn't. But that's okay. So we have the paint on the board. Miss Ford, what's on the board? Paint. And I'm just gonna wiggle it. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Okay. And now let's see if there's any silicone that's going to come out and play. Yes, yes there is. So we've got some cells. probably not the best flip and drag I've ever done. But I like it. It's quite funky. Funky. I'm not a fan of this part. If that was just white, what would that be like? Okay. Let's get rid of that. And that's gonna tilt just to thin that out and even it out with the rest of it. There we go. Now, the fretboard is going to sit to there. And I like it. I like it. There's a few little bits I'm going to do though, so bear with me while I wash my hands. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I've got a couple of little sharp points, one of them here and one of them here. And I don't like sharp points. I'm more of a curve girl. So there's one. And there's two. And then I don't actually want it looking like it's running over the side at all. I just want white on the edge. That way when I take the painter's tape off, I can fix anything with white. Ah! Okay. That'll do. And the other bit I need to fix is this bit here. Other than that, I'm really happy with it. Let me get you down and oh. Let me get you down and show you. Okay, so there's a little squiggle at the bottom. Some really pretty cells leading up. Little snuggly squiggle around as we go round. And up under the fretboard. Do, 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 do. And then we've got it coming out the top of the fretboard, bubbling up, music exploding out of the top. So let's see what it does. Let's see how it comes out. Oops, sorry. We're changing hands. Let's see if I can even get this out now. Yep, we are going to get some drips. But that is actually okay. It's painted. Alright, so there we go. That is the front of our ukulele. The dancing wisps of music. The colours of music. How does it get any better than that? Hopefully it gets better when it dries. I will see you when it is dry really soon. Bye bye. So welcome forward everyone, and it's dry. So I have not removed any of the tape or anything like that. I thought I would include you in all of that process. I'm very pleased with this area down here. It's looking awesome. There is one little blemish in the white there, but because it's white I can fix that. That's easy. This will all be under the fretboard, so I'm not concerned at all about the unevenness. On this end though, there is a little bit of I get this sometimes with that white paint, and it's happened again. So I'm going to remove all of this and see what it looks like once it's removed, and then make my choices from there. So I've got the hairdryer out just to soften the glue on the tape, and hopefully that will ensure we get a nice clean clean cut. It's been a couple of days. It's dried pretty much nicely. Yeah, I am just noticing a couple of spots where the tins were that are a bit damp still, and I really don't want to be getting what paint on my hand and then sticking it on the ukulele. So be very aware of that sort of thing if you are doing this. Make sure that you don't end up putting paint on places where you don't want it. So just going to clean that off and let's get unwrapping. Alright, well that has come off beautifully. I'm very, very happy with that. Look at that, clean. Taping's done beautifully. Now for the bit that I'm a bit worried about. Pop that down there. So I can see through the paper that we've got paint sitting in under there. This is why I've left it till last, because by leaving it till last I've left it so that I've got something to hold on to with a clean hand, and I'm not trying to hold on to a pit that might have wet paint on it. What's right about this? So this is the sad part. So this is actually peeling the other layer of paint up. I'm going to have to repaint the back here. That's annoying. Really annoying. So I'm going to peel this off. Where are we with the 8th? Oh, crikey. I'm really pushing this, aren't I? Pushing it down to the wire, baby. It's got to be handed in on the 13th, which is the 8th today, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Wednesday. I'm really not sure what to do, guys. How do I do this? I'm not hugely excited about the finish on this side. And the back is crap. Okay, I have had a bit of a sand and a bit of a play, and I'm now going to re-gesso the head of this, the back of the head of this, and then I am going to do a third video that shows me pouring this and then finishing it ready for exhibition. So stay tuned. I'll be back. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and come play. I'm very, very happy with the way the rest of it is turning out. I will also be tidying this up just with a bit of a brush. Might even just leave it and let the varnish tidy that up. I will decide that by the time I start the next video. I adore you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back super soon. Bye bye.